Hi guys, welcome to the Next Generation Baller Show, the show where we talk about the next generation ballers coming out of the academy and the professional system. I'm your host DP, I'm here joined with Zach and Sam, who's up in Manchester. Great to have you guys. Don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe, all that good stuff. First show today, we'll crack on, we'll introduce the Euros. Everyone's excited about the Euros, England's prospects, and I think they have a very good team going out this season. World Cup came semi-finals last year, so everyone hoping for maybe a semi-final, hopefully final, maybe a win. So we'll get into that shortly. Before we get into that, I'd like to introduce Sam. And Sam, crack on, give us all the latest transfer and story news.
Hello folks, my name is Sam Supreme. Don't forget the Supreme. Everyone always forgets it. I'll be telling you all the latest transfer news, the transfer gossip, and basically everything to do with transfers. All the football latest news, the ins and outs with the managers. Right now, it is very peak. Have you seen what happened to Zidane? Have you seen how quick he got replaced? Ancelotti's taken over. Everton's in the search for someone. Would it be Nuno? Who knows? So for transfer rumours, we have a lot of transfer rumours and a lot of transfers ingoing and outgoing. Here is a few of the main headlines. Buendia might be on the move to Villa. The fee could be up to £40 million. Hopefully, Villa get their man. However, I'm just the one which is sceptical of Buendia because the first season he had in the Premier League, he scored 1 goal. His team did get relegated. He did have a good amount of goal and assist return on his return. 15 goals and 16 assists in the Championship. However, I'm just not sure he can produce it at a top quality level in the Premier League. There is much difficult defences. Imagine him going against Harry Maguire. Harry Maguire, the fridge. Villa against United. Do you trust him? I don't know. It's all up to you lot if you lot decide that. Another player which I want to talk about is Aguero. It's sad to see Aguero's left us. He's left City, he's left the league, and he's over to Barca. Like everyone else, I saw Henry do it on his last season at Arsenal. I've seen all of them do it. All of them do it. They just leave us for Barcelona. Fabregas, that's who I was thinking of, but I don't know that guy because he played for Chelsea as well. Also, I would like to tell you a few contracts which got renewed, surprisingly. Thiago Silva and Giroud. Who saw Giroud's contract getting renewed? Another player which used to play for Arsenal, which I'm reporting. However, I did like Giroud. I do think he's quality, and I do think he's a part of the Chelsea team now. There's a few other rumours which are circulating, but I didn't know how to feel about reporting about this one, especially. Man United getting Sancho. Do you know how many times I've heard Man United are getting Sancho? I've heard it about 5 times. This season, last season, January. I think I heard it even last January. I don't know. I'll probably hear this saga until Sancho's 25. But for now, the deal could be on the cards. Man United are in talks with Borussia Dortmund. Hopefully they finalise the deal. If not, then we're here for another 2 seasons of just talking about Man United, Sancho, Dortmund. Someone please sign Sancho. Also, I'd like to take a notice that, sadly, no one ever seemed to notice that 9 players got released by Crystal Palace. 9 first-team players. And amongst them 9 first-team players whose contracts ran out at Crystal Palace was Vanano, Klein, Cahill, Sacco. Yeah, a lot of people didn't know that, but yeah, all of their contracts are done. So maybe a relegated club, maybe a team which is coming up, you're in for some freebies. Well, that's all I've got for you right now. During the week, you know how the summer gets. We've got a lot of gossip going on. We've got a lot of transfers which are going on behind doors. And trust me, I'll find out what it is and I'll let you lot have it first.
So now what we do, we'll crack on. We'll start off with England and their prospects. We'll break down the team, go into the squad a bit, and we'll talk about a few players. So the England squad. So we'll just start off by announcing the England squad. The keepers, we've got Dean Henderson, we've got Sam Johnston, Jordan Pickford. Well, we all know Trent Alexander got injured, so won't be into the squad. So that's curious to see who will be replacing him.
Is he fully ruled out?
They're fully ruled out. Yeah, no Trent Alexander this summer. So we're curious to see who replace him. Rumours say Cody. Rumours say maybe Ben White. Who knows? We'll find out later on in the week. Yeah. So Ben Chilwell, Connor Cody, Reece James, Harry Maguire, who ceased to be fit. Who knows? Tyrone Mings, Luke Shaw, Stones, Trippier, Walker, Bellingham, Henderson, Mount, Phillips, Rice, Calvert-Lewin, Phil Jones, Jack Grealish, Kane, Rashford, Sancho, Saka, and Sterling. Sounds like a very, very, very good, strong team there. So, just talking a bit about the team, I feel that England's got a very good young nucleus team. Few players in there that really stars, had a really great season, and I feel that this summer might catch a few eyes. In terms of the selection, you all know there's maybe a few players that maybe missed out. In terms of my recollection, maybe a few players that was a bit unlucky. Maybe Godfrey and a few players that was injured. The likes of Trent Alexander missing out, especially. That would be a big one. Jesse Lingard not getting involved yet. That's a big one. Tell me about it. The way that he's come back from the Manchester United, being out in the fold and going to West Ham and putting on a great performance this season.
He got them into European football. He was a catalyst for that. Yeah,
that's true. And who's to say? Maybe Trent being injured, that will maybe be an avenue for Lingard to get back into the team.
Yeah, possibly.
England do have one of the youngest teams in the Euros. Their average age is 24 to 24.81. It's not bad at all. So the current youngest is Turkey, 24.58.
Lingard.
Well, Lingard is a top quality player, world class performances. So I definitely, in last summer's World Cup, not last summer's World Cup, previous World Cup, I think he had a terrific tournament.
Yeah, he did. He had a great tournament, and he had a good lead up to that, good end to the season, into the World Cup. So he was bang on form. Just like now, he's bang on form, but he's not in the team. It doesn't make sense.
That's correct. So talking about the England team and their prospects, we all know there's France. France is a very good team. Belgium is a very good team. Yeah, France. I think England and France are the actual favourites.
New talent which has been just pushed in.
Yeah. So the odds for England are actually 11-2 and France at 26-5. So quite similar odds. Quite similar odds coming.
Main favourites. However, I don't think Lingard should have been selected.
Why do you feel that Lingard shouldn't be selected then, bro?
Typical Arsenal fan.
Reason being, because if Lingard can't get into his own team, Manchester United, as one of the top teams, why would we think that he will impact don't you think he done well with his loan spell at West Ham? Global scale. I just don't believe Lingard should be selected. I'll pick Maddison over Lingard.
Oh, good shout.
He done well at West Ham, but he didn't do well at his own club.
But he had a better season than Maddison, though.
Yeah, Maddison did win the FA Cup, so internally you could say he did win a trophy.
But I mean,
England needs to now start having a reputation of having world-class players.
I totally agree. So going a bit more on the England squad, we talk about what players would you say you look out for in the England squad, especially the young players, considering this is a young show?
Personally, I think Jude Bellingham will be key.
Yeah.
Because we need that. He's got that box-to-box energy. He plays like his Dortmund teammates say he plays like a man, despite being 17 years old. Do you know what I mean? And his stats say a lot. He's very good in the air. He's good on the ball. He's on the tackle. We need guys in the England team that want to tackle and win the ball back and transition that play. Because that transition is going to be key in this Euros. That's what I believe personally. And I think he'll be key in that because we're not sure about Henderson.
Yeah, Henderson, that's a big
Henderson's a
challenge.
big question mark at the minute. So who can fill them boots or that space that he's left open? Possibly Jude Bellingham.
And I feel that his Champions League performance against Man City was a top performance, and I think put him on the stage. I think now everyone's watching him, considering his tender age of 17. He could pull up some shots this season. Any other players that you feel that could shine out in this tournament?
You know what? Yeah, I have to say that for, I'm going to focus on the England team personally, because I thought, you know what, we might as well focus on the Lions. Everyone's going to be screaming, it's coming home, it's coming home. So, you know, I thought we'd focus.
Which I've got.
Go, carry on.
Yeah, I thought we'd focus on that. So, another key player for me personally is Mason Mount. I think he's had a terrific season, personal season, you know. Chelsea had a bit of a wobble, but I think he was instrumental in bringing them back. You know,
that Champions League
title, getting back into the top 4, you know, FA Cup final.
Yeah, Mason Mount has had a terrific season, and a lot of people questions his performances and maybe say that he's only performed underneath Frank Lampard. When Tuchel came in, there was question marks. Maybe would he really start, considering it's a forward manager? But he's set everyone.
I think
all the doubters correct.
Yeah, he's answered all the critics.
He's answered all the critics. That's correct. Defensively, attackingly, I think he's been outstanding for Chelsea.
Great. And you can tell he wants to play for that Chelsea team.
And also, I think Gareth Southgate trusts him a lot and sees him as one of his main figures in his team. So
yeah, without doubt.
That's definitely a good look. What about you, Sam? Who do you feel will be young players that we should watch out in this tournament?
In the tournament, who I think the young players which we should watch out. International from other countries, I would say the three to watch would be, for me, Billy Gilmour at Scotland. I feel like Billy Gilmour is going to have a lot of time to show who he really is. At Chelsea, he's limited with time. I feel like at Scotland, he's got a chance. Also, I am selecting Werner, surprisingly. Even though he weren't that confident with Chelsea, I believe that he will be confident with Germany. And lastly, obviously, Mbappe. Mbappe, to me, is the best young player in the world. And if we're talking about England, I would say Saka. Obviously, I'm an Arsenal fan. I will obviously say Saka. I also feel like Rashford would shine, and I'm not too sure about Tyrone Mings. I'm just not too sure. I prefer Ben White. I want Ben White to get the nod so that he can be in that back line.
Oh yeah, that's good to hear. Me personally, I feel two players to watch out must be one, Jaden Sancho. I feel that he's had a terrific season for Borussia Dortmund. Rumours that he's going to be moving to Manchester United maybe this summer.
Possibly Chelsea even as well.
Yeah, the deal looks very close with Manchester United. It looks like maybe it'll be imminent in the next couple of days, but we'll see how that develops. But yes, Jaden Sancho, I think he's had a terrific season with Borussia Dortmund. I think it's 20 goals and 18 assists this season.
That's not bad. And he started off slow.
Did start off slow. Came back during the mid-season.
But only eight of them goals was in the Bundesliga.
Still counts. It still goes in the back of the net.
I feel Sancho's main asset is being that creative spark, and I feel the fact that he can add goals to his game is very a good attribute, and he's still a very, very young player, which a lot of people seem to forget. He was performing in the best competition in Europe, which is the Champions League. Yeah. So I don't feel there's no reason why he can't perform at the international stage with England. So I think Sancho will definitely be a player to watch. And also Nuno Mendes, brilliant season at Sporting Lisbon, won the title for them this season, and has a lot of clubs over Europe scouting him. Interest from maybe Manchester United, maybe Chelsea, possibly Real Madrid, even Barcelona's been tipping around in there. Young boy, 18 years old, scored 4 goals, 4 assists for an 18-year-old as a left back. I feel that's very, very good stats. Like I said, he's won the league with Sporting Lisbon, and I thought that's definitely a player that a lot of clubs will be watching over these European Championships.
And he's good defensively as well.
Very good defensively.
He attempted a lot of tackles. I think the most for a left back in the league. correct me if I'm wrong, and a high percentage of successful tackles. I believe it's 70% of his tackles were successful.
Decent height as well, so he's got that good athletic ability. He can get up and down on the pitch. And we all know with the modern day fullbacks, we all want that attacking fullback, but we want to have also that defensive fullback. As you can see on the right hand side, there's that debate with Alexander-Arnold and Wan-Bissaka. Alexander-Arnold great in the attacking side, not so good on the defensive side. Aaron Wan-Bissaka great defensively, not so good on the attacking side.
Imagine if the two players combined.
And that's what we seem to be getting in a Nuno Fernandes on the left side. So that will be definitely an interesting player to watch over the course of the summer. So what I wanted to move on with is, who do we actually think will win the Euros, and why do you think that? Me personally, I would say, being an Englishman, I would have to say England, didn't it? But being maybe playing devil's advocate, we have to take France seriously. Being the World Cup champions, still got the same nucleus of players there now. I think the reason why England and France have become the two favourite nations is based on the fact that they've got such talent in abundance. We've seen Upamecano, who hasn't been able to get into the France squad, be absolutely terrific in the under-21s. And they will say some players, maybe like Greenwood, who didn't get into the England squad, Ollie Watkins, who has a great future, some say. So there is a lot of strength and depth in both countries, and that's maybe the whole riding factor of why maybe them two are favourites. Considering the Belgian side have got top quality players, but they're most I say on the say the end, the
back end of the later side of their career.
The later side of their career. So, like I was saying,
but you can't rule them out.
No, you can't rule them out at all. I definitely see Belgium getting to the semi-finals, final stages, and I think crucially it's how England wanna take the tournament. Looking at England's route to the final, their group, you've got Croatia, you've got Scotland, and you've got Czech Republic. We all know Croatia beat England in the semi-finals of the World Cup.
Yeah.
Similar with Belgium, a lot of similar players coming towards the end of their career maybe.
Yeah.
We all know the quality
experience,
like I said, we all know the quality they have in Modric, and what's a terrific player there is the likes of Pulisic, Rakitic, and Oleg, or similar players of that ilk. So it'll be interesting to see England's opening game against Croatia. I feel if England managed to get past that test, I feel that they put themselves in good stead. And considering how the Euros are this summer, I think even if England get third place, there is a chance that they can get through. So I think coming out of the group stage, bar disaster, I do see England getting out of the group stages, and then going on from there, it depends what kind of teams and style they're looking to play.
So, continuing with the England team, how do you think, or what do you believe is the best way for Gareth Southgate to set this team up? Do you go with the three at the back? Do you play three at the back? Do you play a back four? Do you play a four? Do you play a 3-5-2, or is it a 5-3-2? What do you have?
Me personally, being a manager myself, what I feel England's advantage is their attackers. We've got great attacking play, and I feel what could maybe subsidise that is Gareth Southgate's selection. So if you do go three at the back, if you're on the opposite team and you see a team in three at the back, what's that first inkling that you see? You think, oh, they're not good defensively. That's why they put three players at the back. So I feel England kind of will shot themselves in the foot if they do revert to that formation, because I think you're sending out a message to the world saying, "Oh, we ain't good defensively." That's the reason why you put three defenders, and once you put the three defenders, you're either taking away a goal scorer or you're taking away a creator.
Exactly.
So I think, my personal opinion, stick to the two. If Mohamed Maguire's not fit, just get someone to replace and put the two in there.
Who would you put in there then to replace Maguire?
If Mohamed Maguire's not fit, for me, Tyrone Mings has got too much of a mistake in him. Depending on what I did like the look. I do like the look of Ben White. Very good on the ball, calm and collected. Can I see Ben White and the Stones maybe gelling together? It's a tough one.
See, it's the thing about me personally, about England, we've gone from having defenders like Sol Campbell, Rio Ferdinand, John Terry. You know, the proper solid, consistent, top-class centre-backs.
And I feel where that's come out is England's always had a generation of solid, ball-winning, aggressive, strong defenders.
Yes.
And I think where we've gone into the modern age where it's all about ball-playing defenders, there's a lot of talk about John Stones and the way he played when he was at Everton. Was one of the big reasons why he moved to Man City under Pep Guardiola, was due to his footballing style. So I think that's been a lot of the way how teams are coming to develop their players with more of a footballing understanding. So I think that's maybe where we've lost that raw attributes.
However, who would you class as the best defender in the world?
Me personally, the best defender right now, I would class, it will have to be Van Dijk. And that's purely based on the new generation of a centre back, the new modern day centre back. You would say
Very good on the ball. The centre back role.
Very good on the ball. Like you said, it does have very similar attributes to a lot of them defenders that you was talking about before. Very big, very strong, good in the air, and
great on the ball.
And like I said, great on the ball. And I thought that them
Van
actions
Dijk
together
isn't the best at playing from the back.
He's quality. He can ping a pass. He can dribble out from defence. You know, he's good in tight spaces as well. He's calm and collected. I think he's very good on the ball.
I feel with all top quality defenders, it's about who's next to you. And I feel all the great defenders that's gone on in the game did have a good centre back
I
partner
see
with them.
Van Dijk more of an old school centre back.
And yeah, I wouldn't.
He's got old school attributes.
Yeah, and I wouldn't disagree with you there. And I think that's what kind of pips him above the rest of the defenders when we're talking about the best in the world. Is the fact that he's got them old school attributes that we like to see in a defender. That he can tackle, he does know how to defend, and he's pretty much good on the ball.
But you have to throw Ruben Diaz in there as well.
Yeah, most
great
definitely.
season he's had for Man City.
Most definitely. And just back to the point a bit. Kind of going a bit off track there in terms of who will win. So I feel England have a great chance of winning the tournament. It's all based on the selection, just like you said. For me, I would go 4-3-3. My starting team, I would maybe put Pickford in goal, Reece James on the right, Luke Shaw on the left. If it comes down to it, Connor Cody, John Stones. But if Henderson's fit or not, Hendo, then the midfield is a bit of a tussle. Me personally, I would give it to Foden and Grealish. No, Foden and Mount. Connor Cody. I feel Connor Cody gets in their base just on his leadership aspects, and I feel if you want someone with just that little bit experience and know-how, I've seen quite a few games of him, and he is quite demanding. And yeah, just to complete that team, there's a bit of a tough tussle between Mount, Gillingham, and Grealish that gets in there. I think I'll start with Mount, bring on Grealish during the game, see how things turn, and with Grealish, I think you have an option of playing him in the centre or maybe out left. But for the moment, I'll probably start with Rashford.
So your three
and Sancho.
In the midfield?
So my three in the midfield will be Hendo if he's fit,
Henderson, alright.
and Foden and Mount. And then out wide I'll have Sancho and Rashford with Kane up front. And like I said,
Sterling.
I feel Sterling has had a very, very, very poor season. And one thing I don't want England to do is pick a team based on reputation. I feel that the players that are on form should be playing. So yeah, I'll stick with that. Sterling stays on the bench for me.
And Henderson.
Yeah, I agree with that. Henderson's one of the best midfielders in the country at the minute, bro.
And I feel Henderson is a great leader. Great leader for England.
Tell me what Henderson does other than passing the ball sideways for 5 yards. Tell me how many assists as Henderson had. How many goals has Henderson had? Tell me how many has he had in the last 10 years. Tell me how many completed tackles he's had. He doesn't tackle, he doesn't pass, he barely does anything.
Henderson's role in the team is to win the ball back quickly, yeah? To keep that defensive shape, to keep that energy high. He also does make key passes, but he doesn't make the actual assist. But he is like more of the guy that, in my terms, what I call is, he assists the assister.
And that's correct. I feel that myth with Henderson and the sideways passing and does he contribute enough to the team? I think that's a myth that's been going on maybe about 3-4 years now. But I feel since he's been underneath Klopp, I think Klopp has moulded his game.
Now we have to celebrate Henderson because he's the assist man.
Yeah, I feel that. I feel, like I said, underneath Klopp, I feel he's come leaps and bounds.
He doesn't play as a captain.
Winning the Champions League, getting Liverpool back to the title. I feel he's been very instrumental in Liverpool's rise up the league. And I feel that Klopp has definitely adapted his game. And I do see Henderson with a pass in him, and I thought he can unlock defences with that attribute. And like I said, ultimately he's that leader. And I thought one thing that Gareth Southgate is doing, which one thing that I like, he's trying to keep that nucleus of that good feel factor based on the last summer's World Cup. So I think that's important to keep that nucleus there, go with it again. And if they do end up managing to win the World Cup, I think that would be one of the key points for it. I'm sorry to cut you, Sam. What would you say?
Henderson was instrumental in that, I believe.
I said, so you think that Liverpool won't have won the Champions League or won't have won the league without Henderson? I don't feel that Henderson was that instrumental. I personally believe that the credit should have gone to Van Dijk, as it did. Salah, as it did.
I agree.
Mane, as it did.
I agree.
Henderson, I feel like
Henderson was
that
crucial
job
in
could
that
have
team.
been done by Wolves.
Who's the missing link? He's
that
the
job
link.
could have even been done by Lallana.
He's the no way.
I just don't see it. I don't know. I haven't noticed Henderson's work engine.
All right, Sam. Look, I'm not a Liverpool fan. I despise Liverpool as a United fan, but I have to give credit where credit is due. He was instrumental in that team winning the Premier League and Champions League. He's that guy in between the defence and attack. He keeps that fluid. You take him out of that team, that fluidity is not there. That's why they've struggled in the season just gone. Like with him being injured and playing as a centre-back, rather than in his usual role as a box-to-box midfielder, you could see the impact on the team, on their results. Yeah. Take him out of that team, you miss him. He's almost, I'm not comparing him, but he's that Carrick. When Carrick's on the pitch, you probably don't think what's he done in the game. But when you take him out of that team, you're screaming for him to come on the pitch. Do you know what I mean? So he's one of those players. So more around the young players in the team. How do we feel that the young players in this England team will have an impact and maybe push them on? The likes of Saka, Rashford maybe still hits that young bracket. You've got Sancho there. Reece James also a very young player. How do you feel, Sam, that these young players? How do you feel these young players could do for England in this tournament?
Well, now is their time to shine, really and truly. These players are world class. Like, let's not go about saying, oh yeah, they're young and whatnot. They're actually world class players. All these players which we're talking about, Rashford, Saka, Foden, Sancho, they're all worth over £100 million. These players are wonder kids. We've got a lot of them in England. I feel like now it's time for them to just take advantage. There's no shying away from camera, especially people like Rashford. Rashford is now, even though he's a young player, he's now looked with responsibility, not just in the England team. The whole nation looks at Rashford with responsibility. So he's got to just actually mature during this tournament. The same with, I would say, Sancho. Sancho is now globally known as a world-class player. He needs to now take the throne. We got players like Saka coming through. He can take his shine. Foden, this is their first tournaments. Let them excel. They done it at the under-21s. Now it's time to do it for the senior squad. I'm very interested in seeing the battle between Shaw and Chilwell. I don't know who's going to select. I don't know who's going to start. But that's the battle which I want to see also. Hey
guys, I hope you guys are enjoying the show. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. So what do you feel? How do you feel these young players? What do you feel? Who do you feel?
All right.
What do you feel they can do for this England team?
So this England team, I believe this is a chance for Gareth Southgate to really take the reins off. You know, we've got young players that are not afraid to get on the ball.
Yeah.
They're ready to try something, to take a risk. They're ready to actually perform at the highest level. He has to put them in the team. I don't want him to go safe. He has to put a good mix but a good balance mix. Foden has to start for me.
Yeah.
He's had a quality season. He's a quality player. You can see he's got composure on the ball. He takes the ball anywhere in the pitch, and he's going to be vital for us.
What's your thoughts on Saka scoring in the friendly against Austria?
Had
quality season. Carried Arsenal, some would say.
Quality.
So
I think he's been a shining light for Arsenal this season in dark times. You know.
Do you think he should start ahead of the Rashford or Sancho?
Okay, so that's
Sterling.
See now this is where it comes in. Where are you going to play Saka? Because if Southgate goes for his wing backs, I think he's got to be a wing back.
Okay.
But if he's not going with wing backs,
so do you see Saka as a better wing back alternative?
Me personally,
Shaw and Chigo?
Oh, attacking wise, yes.
Okay.
Chilwell, you've seen him play as a wing back. He's done it. He's proven as a wing back. Me personally, I don't see Luke Shaw as a wing back. Like when we've gone at 3 at the back, Luke Shaw's played left side of centre back. Luke Shaw, I think, is better in the 4-man defence. But I think Saka is going to be key for us, either as an impact sub or as a high energy player from the kickoff. Do you know what I mean? So it's just about getting that balance. Personally speaking, do I put him ahead of Sancho? No, I don't put him ahead of Sancho, and I don't put him ahead of Rashford. That's the only thing. As a winger, it's critical. There's only one spot in each flank, so it's a very hard and tight position.
And I guess it's a great headache for Gareth Southgate to have.
Definitely.
Having such great young players in that team and having that headache to have, I think, can only be a blessing for a manager. Me personally, I feel that these young players are on the mainstay of England. I think we're a bit upset about the fact that maybe Jordan Henderson might not be fit, and the likes of Maguire due to their leadership attributes. But I really feel it's the young players that we are focusing on. I'm sure we'd be much more devastated if the likes of a Sancho or Foden was to get injured. So it's really good to see that these young players are fit, raring to go. And I feel the advantage that England got this time compared to previous England teams is 2 things in my opinion. I feel that they got the momentum of the last World Cup going for them, the feel-good factor. They got all the fans on their side, where normally it's much more of a debate, talking about the sorrows of previous tournaments. But I think breaking records when it came to the penalties, get to the semi-finals, I think that puts everyone more in a buzzing, more optimistic mood, as you can see by the odds. And I feel that the second thing is that a lot of these players, the young players in the team, have had great seasons.
Yeah.
We've had Foden, instrumental in Man City winning the league.
Yeah.
We've had Mount, who had a terrific game in the Champions League final, as well as Reece James. Grealish, I know he had an injury towards the end of last season, but was terrific at the start of the season for Aston Villa when I was riding high in the top 4 of the league. So I feel that a lot of these...
Jude Bellingham for Dortmund.
Jude Bellingham, let's not forget about Jude Bellingham, absolute star, 17 years old. For a 17-year-old to go on in this journey, come from Birmingham City to go on at Borussia Dortmund.
And they retired his shirt at Birmingham. Let's not say.
That is a feat.
That speaks for itself. At 17, 16 years old.
And I feel for him now to go on in the international stage at 17 and to be considered as a starter can only bode well for England. So I feel if England get the nucleus right, for me, it's the first game is very important.
Yeah.
If they can get over that with a good result, I say a win. I say a draw is still a bit. But if they get a win in that first game, beat that taboo, the team that beat them in the semi-finals last year of the World Cup, I think that would give the team a great boost, especially them young players riding high off the back of last season. So, like I said, Jude Bellingham, Sancho, and Foden, I think are 3 players that I'm told. Let's not forget Mount, that I think can have great impact in this team.
I just believe that Southgate it's upon him now to be brave. You know, I'm not telling him to throw caution to the wind, but he has to pick an attacking, stylistic approach to really set the tone for our tournament. If he goes in and sets the tone against Croatia, who, let's be right, they can punish any team on their day.
Most definitely.
So he has to go out there and set the tone for Croatia. If we set off with a win, we can have a great tournament.
Great tournament. I thought that's exactly the point. If England can set up right, positive formation, get on the ball well, create them chances for Kane. We all know the goal scoring ability that he had. Golden boot winner in England's last tournament.
Yeah.
So get Harry Kane them chances, and I feel that England can have a great tournament. We'll just move on, coming towards the end of the show now. Let's talk a bit more about the predictions. So Sam, just give us about your predictions. Just say maybe not England, and you may not feel England. Well, first of all, give us where do you think England will end up, and then who do you feel will ultimately win the tournament, and who do you feel will be a surprise package?
If France make it out of their group, then France. That group is very tough. It's got Germany, it's got Portugal, and Germany. So if they make it out of that group, I'm going France. If they don't, England. I'm saying it. England. I think England will beat Belgium. Surprise package. It's not a surprise country, but I'm going for Switzerland. I don't know why, but Switzerland, they're a decent team. They're consistent. They're always qualifying. I feel like they can push this season.
So yeah, would be a good shout. How about you, Zach? What do you think England's predictions are? Your surprise team?
Okay, so projections for England, semi-finals is a must.
Yeah.
I think that is the bare minimum for the quality of the England side, for the experience that they have from the last tournament and the experience in their individual seasons. It definitely semi-finals is. If we don't hit the semi-finals, I think we failed. They failed. Personally speaking, I think we could go all the way. We have the potential to go all the way. It's just about the critical choices that Southgate has to make. The ones to watch for me: Portugal, France.
Most definitely Portugal.
Don't rule out Germany either.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Belgium, because there's a lot of experienced quality players there. But my ones to watch, yeah, Turkey.
Oh yeah, Turkey.
Turkey,
Good young team.
young team, got a quality striker in the front, man. I believe that on their day they can punish any team. Look at their match against Germany.
Yeah, that was a very good result.
Turned up on them. Very good result.
I
think they have quality there, and I think the team has got a good team spirit. So they're my ones to watch.
That's good. Me personally, well, being the England man, I've got to say England to go on and win the tournament. And I feel it's a must for England. I feel that it's the time now. The players that we've got, like I said, the momentum going in from the last tournament. We had a young team there, and I thought a lot of the players have gone on and gelled well together.
Yeah.
And a lot of them young players have had that experience now, winning titles, winning major competitions. So I feel that a lot of these players did win the Under-17 World Cup together. So, like I said, I feel that all that experience, and with a manager like Gareth Southgate, who I feel has been a terrific leader for England, with some of the situations he had to deal with, especially the knee incident, and have to incorporate these young players. I think he's been a great leader and inspiration for this country. So I hope he gets it right with his team selection. And for me, I think it is a bit do or die. I don't think, considering the World Cup is a year away, I don't feel that if England don't win it, he should be sacked. But I feel that it is a chance for them to go and actually dominate the international stage, get this tournament, sit that in the bag, and I think England will be definitely a favourites for the World Cup.
So.
My surprise element has got to be Portugal. Everyone at the start of every tournament, no one really likes to talk about them, and then the tournament starts and everyone's talking about Portugal.
Yeah.
Cristiano Ronaldo comes alive, the centre midfield comes alive, the defence is solid. So I think Portugal, considering the players that they've got in their team, still got Cristiano Ronaldo, Bruno Fernandes, Mendes that I was talking about,
Renato Sanchez, Ruben Diaz,
still the Premier League Player of the Year,
Cancelo. So
top team. So, and I feel that that's definitely the one team to look out for. Thanks, guys. I think that's towards the end of the show. It's been a brilliant show.
Yeah.
Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. All of that good stuff. Next week's show we'll be talking more about England's first game, how they done, what we feel the changes that can make, and we'll be talking a few more about a bit of other teams, and we'll be talking about some of the young players and maybe where we see their future lies after the tournament.
Yeah.
Sam will be coming up with interesting transfer stories and news.
Any England player, yeah, which flops on that first match,
I'll get them banged up.
Yeah, don't worry. So Sam will be watching them players with a close eye. I'm sure you will be.
Definitely.
It'll definitely be an intriguing show. So great first show, guys.
Thanks for tuning in as well.
Thanks for tuning in. Look forward to hearing from you guys soon. So appreciate it, guys, and enjoy your day.
Big up all the next gen.